You and Tim obviously have this insanely intimate relationship where you've been working with one another for, the last 15 films. Miss Peregrine.
16 now.
16 with Miss Peregrine, right?
No, 16 with Big Eyes.
16 with Big Eyes, of course. So what sustains that relationship, do you think? What is it?
I don't know. It's like, I've been asked that over the years, and honestly, I have no answer. I think directors sometimes find composers. There's many famous relationships, obviously Spielberg and John Williams and Robert Zemeckis and Alan Silvestri and Carter Burwell and the Coen brothers that have lasted many years. And I could only imagine that they find some similar aesthetic base, something that makes them, the director feels comfortable going back to that composer over and over again. But I'm not a director, so I really couldn't tell you why they come back.
It must be, you've got a friendship now, though. You obviously, that you can't not have over the years. You must confide in one another. Do you do that?
No, I wouldn't say we confide in one another. We both, it's very much like a sibling in a way. I almost feel like he's a second brother. But we don't hang out and confide deep, dark secrets or anything, so it's not like that.
But I can imagine, though, if you did have deep, dark secrets, one can only imagine what they would be, given the fantastical realm that you both inhabit.
I don't know if anybody would want to be in on those deep, dark secrets, honestly.
It's fascinating. There was only one real departure, I guess, or two. Obviously, Sweeney Todd, you didn't collaborate with. Edward as well. People sort of make a thing about Edward that you didn't collaborate on that. And, you talked a little bit about it before. So what happened? What was it about that time that you had a falling out?
Yeah, I think it's inevitable that over a quarter of a century, two personalities like us, and I can't pretend that I'm not volatile and was more so then. There's got to be some kind of explosion or implosion. And we used to joke that we'd end up like Bernard Herrmann and Alfred Hitchcock, who famously had a great relationship that in fact exploded and they never spoke to each other again. And then it actually happened. But it was in the middle of a very intense period. I just finished Nightmare Before Christmas, which was a 2.5-year project, in the middle of which I did Batman Returns. And I was used to being on a film for 3 months, not 2 years plus. And so it was kind of a unique situation, and I think things came to a boil. But I feel lucky because a year after that, I felt terrible. I really felt like I'd had like I said, like I lost a sibling. And I'm fortunate that he obviously didn't feel good about it either. So I got a call one day. It's like, would Danny ever talk to Tim again? And I was like, I was on a plane the next day for Kansas City, meeting a coffee shop where he was shooting Mars Attacks. And we just got together and said, let's just never speak of it. Like it good, we never will, and we never have. And everything's been lovely since then.
Wow, it really is like brothers. But you just managed to bury the hatchet like that.
Yeah, well, sometimes, what I learned is that sometimes things seem really big at the moment, but if you don't take the time to pull back and look at it in a bigger perspective, you can let it get the best of you. And now when I feel myself getting that way, and this is just as we grow and get older and learn, I try to go, okay, how does it look from here? But how does it look from here? And how does it look from here? And then maybe it's like, well, you know what? That doesn't actually look that big from this distance. And maybe I should just like calm down and deal with it better.